The African forest elephant population has rapidly declined in Africa over the last several decades, causing them to become listed as critically endangered on the IUCN Red List of threatened species. The reason for this is mainly due to ivory poaching, as ivory markets around the globe continue to thrive. Losing the African forest elephants, such a large species, has an equally large impact to the African forest environment. African forest elephants play a vital role in the health and biodiversity of the forest that they live within, through their role of seed dispersal and the support of other species. Not only do they impact the forest environment, but they also have a global impact. African forest elephants influence atmospheric carbon levels through the supported growth and production of high carbon trees that capture and store the atmospheric carbon, while feeding on the low carbon trees that are otherwise neglected. The Tridome region that this report focuses on is a transboundary conservation landscape where the three involved governments have committed to protecting and sustainably growing the protected areas. Accurately counting African forest elephants requires surveys in remote, dense forest, making early population data scarce. Recent estimates place the 2016 population at 25,572 in the Tridome region. The elephant population has declined due to poaching, worsened by logging roads, with Cameroon experiencing the highest impact of carcass to population ratios, with 83% of its population affected. Over 2/3 of Tridome is under these logging concessions, further threatening the elephants and making their decline inevitable. With slow reproductive rates and a long gestation period, African forest elephants struggle to recover from population losses. These elephants are crucial for forest health, aiding carbon capture and seed dispersal, potentially reducing carbon storage by 6 to 9% if they go extinct. They also enrich soils, create waterholes, and support other species as ecosystem engineers. The extinction of African forest elephants would harm not only dependent species, but also humans would be at risk. This seemingly minuscule 6 to 9% loss of carbon capture is overwhelming once compared to the fact that Africa's forests actually store 90% of the continent's carbon, holding the largest storage of the carbon in the world. Losing this would raise global temperatures, destabilizing ecosystems and biodiversity. Each elephant is valuable to the economy also, with each African forest elephant worth $1.76 million for its carbon capturing role, a value that would rise if poaching were stopped. African communities depend on a forest biodiversity for food and medicine, and with increasing wildlife losses and commercial exploitation, these communities are suffering. Biodiversity is crucial for carbon storage, clean water, and oxygen, services vital for all humans. The decline of the species, like the African forest elephant, will have global consequences, making sustainable conservation essential for ecological and economic well-being. Although there are current strategies in place, vast improvements need to be made, and soon. There is an anti-poaching agreement in place for the Tridome region that allows binational patrols up to 20 kilometres into neighbouring territories. With well-armed and experienced poachers only becoming more common, law enforcement needs to be strengthened. Collaborations between military, anti-poacher units and the police could make a tremendous difference to the poaching rates. Organisations such as the FAO need to place limits on deforestation and infrastructure development and implement more sustainable strategies, with habitat fragmentation remaining a major threat. Sustainable strategies would involve maintaining and protecting habitat connectivity and coordinating human activities. Poverty also needs to be addressed, as it would make a crucial impact on the rates of poaching, with communities of limited money and means driving them to poach.